Hello and welcome to Making It with Scott. Today we're going to be working on an Easter themed scroll saw project. But before we dive in, I would just like to thank you guys for your patience. We do vend at festivals and we just got back from one. So that's why there was kind of a gap in the videos because we need to get the product made for that and then also go to the shows. So we're back in town, so it should be good. So here we go. This is what we're going to be working on today. I jumped online and I was looking for some Easter themed patterns and I just couldn't find one that I liked. So I just designed this a couple days ago and it's not too bad. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around. Here's a pattern. It is a PDF. I will have it on the Google Drive. You download it and print it. It's just 2 pieces of paper. You cut the paper and you tape it together to get this size. It's 9 3/4 by 12 3/4. I will also have the SVG file on there so you can scale it to whatever size you want to, and you can also use it on a laser engraver or on a cricut machine, whatever you want to do. So yes, free in the description. What we're going to do is we're going to stack cut it. So I have a couple pieces of 3mm Baltic birch plywood. We're just going to stack these 2 pieces together, nail them together, and then cut out 2 pieces at once. If you're going to devote the time to doing something like this, you might as well get multiples out of it. By using the 2 stacks, it's actually going to be easier to cut. It's going to slow the blade down a little bit, and it's not going to take twice as much time. So if you can, we could have taped the boards together. I'm just going to put nails in them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mount the pattern. So I did put blue painter's tape down just so when we're done, we could peel it off like a sticker. The tape also helps lubricate the blades. So I have this flat here. This is from a banker's box. I usually go to Aldi and they have free boxes. So just grab a couple boxes there. I put a little kink up here. That way I have something to grab to if it won't come up. Now, I really like 3M Super 77. It's just my favorite spray adhesive. I've tried a lot. I've always come back to this. So, all right, we're just going to soak her down. We're going to leave it set a couple seconds to tack up. See, it's starting to get tacky now. All right. Then we're just going to lay it down and press it down. And then we are good to go. So I'm decided I'm just going to put some little brad nails around here to hold it. So I've got some itty bitty nails. Just going to grab them with a little needle nose pliers, just for my own sanity here. Make sure the layers are lined up. I know, this is very exciting. It was way better before the neuropathy set in. Back in the days when I actually had feeling in my fingers. It was a beautiful time. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was basically an epoch. Which raises a question, what the hell is epoch? All right, so there we go. Let's have one That's sticking out just a hair. There we go. I just don't want to scratch my bed. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the drill press, drill the holes, and then I'll give you the count. So we'll figure out how many holes we have. We have exactly this many holes. All right, I'm going to cut this down a little bit and then drill the holes. I'll be right back. Hello, it's video editing Scott from the future. So I decided we're going to let the cutting run in real speed with no cuts. So it's basically like watching a live stream. It took about 45 minutes to cut. If you'd like to, you can just skip ahead. I will have chapters in the description, or you can just skip ahead with your mouse or your finger, depending on how you're watching it. I think it's valuable if you're just starting out to see the process in real speed. If you love it, if you hate it, let me know in the description, and we can always, in the future, edit it differently. All right, we're on the scroll saw now. As far as the blades we're using Nikwa blades. You can buy them under the brand name Flying Dutchman. We're using the Ultra Reverse. I've got some 3s, some 5s, and some number 7s here. We're going to start out with number 5, see how it goes, but we might go either way with it. So 4x4 Fosner bit. Good enough for today. All right, so we're going to come in here and we're going to start in the center. All right, it's what we've all been waiting for. Let's zoom in a little bit if we can. Make it a little bit easier on you. So we're going to start with these 3 in the center here and then do the toe beans. So I normally use a magnifier, but it doesn't really help with the videotaping. Kind of gets in the way. So there we go. We got one eyeball done. We're doing good. Spiral blades are also an option. It's just the fact that this isn't really big enough where I feel it's justified to use. So we're just using Ultra Reverse blades today. There we go. Now I do have a little box right here that I'm going to be throwing my scrap into. I'm just kind of getting situated over here. I moved everything around. The workshop, they actually came in and they framed in the bathroom. So now I have a big OSB wall here. I put up a French cleat and I'm hanging all the cameras off it. I'll show it at the end of the video, but I kind of like it. So we got the little face cut out. It's cute. All right, we'll do the toe beans on the bottom. So this is the Bauer scroll saw. This is the Harbor Freight. Scroll saw. I like it. For the price, this saw is amazing. So the cutting's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm sure there will be a montage involved. Because nobody wants to see hours and hours of this. So I am using a foot switch. This makes it a little bit easier to turn things on and off. I can keep both my hands on the wood supporting it. Plus, I'm not putting any additional wear and tear on the power switch of the saw itself. So I'm using a power maintain switch. So I step on it once and it turns the saw on, and then I step on it again and it shuts the saw off. All right, so we got the delicate parts cut out here that I was really concerned about besides the ears. Let's cut the body out first. We'll work on the bottom here and then work up. We'll save the ears for kind of the end. So we're going to skip the cuts around the feet for the time being. Just because they're going to be delicate, so we'll save those for the end. That way you don't accidentally bump into it and break it off. I'm going to grab a little piece of tape there. It's just where the pattern was. It's where the seam was between taping the two pieces together. Not a big deal. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about it. Let's kill the webcam so you don't have to see me. There we go. A little better. Man, I tell you, some days. So now the last two cuts are the feet, so we're gonna ignore these two on the bottom and just start working our way up. Just save the delicate stuff for the end. Now zoom out a little bit. There we go. All right, we're about 20 minutes into the cutting, and we're making some progress here, guys. It's starting to look good. All right, let's work on the flowers next. So 26 minutes in, looking pretty good. We are 33 minutes in. So I'm thinking this should be less than an hour. It's not bad, man. All right, time to cut out the feet. Oh, we're doing so good on time, 36 minutes. I was guesstimating it'd take an hour. So you can see I was supporting this wood, that entire cut, that area, because that would be the weak spot and I could feel a little vibration. Oh, little piece of wood underneath. There. All right, this is the last cut. This should be fun. So I'm going to segregate this. I am going to cut the head first and then cut the ears separately. So I'm not going to go all the way around the perimeter. So I just put a little piece of tape over where the nails were. I didn't want any scraping going on. So now we're going to cut the egg shape on the outside. And then we'll be ready to go. All right. Looks like we've done it. There we go. Now we have two. I'll peel the tape off and I'll meet you guys over on the table and we'll work on the backer board. All right, I pulled the masking tape off the top. So we have two of them cut out. So this was the original top. If you look at the back, it looks pretty good. There's just a little bit of fuzz, not a big deal. For this one, I would just use a little sandpaper and just gently go over the edges just to get that fuzz off. The bottom one, there's a little bit of chip out here. Just one of the laminations came off. Not a big deal. It's in a few spots because you're going to be gluing it down to another piece of wood you're not going to notice. But there is quite a bit of fuzzies on the bottom. So we're going to use a torch. I'm just going to use a little mag torch. The big thing is keep it moving. And I do have a fire extinguisher a couple feet away from me. Just go over that edge. And then come back with some sandpaper. You know, just be careful. If you use mineral spirits to remove your pattern, don't do this. You gotta wait for that mineral spirits to evaporate. Otherwise, you're gonna have a big flaming piece of fretwork. Something you only do once, hopefully. All right, you get the idea. All right, so you can use a bearing if you'd like to and run it around, or a washer, run it around. I just happen to have this laying around. It's a circle with a hole in it, and it's going to give me a larger reveal. So I'm just going to put that in, come around. And there we go. All right, we're done. So yeah, just a little underpainting, and then I laid the pattern on top. I think it's really adorable with the pinks. But my personal favorite has to be the silver on black. I just think it looks classy. you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you made it this far, you might as well give me a like and subscribe, right? All right. Final look at the projects. Just a little bit of underpainting. I think this turned out really nice. But I'm a minimalist. I really like this one. But my girlfriend really likes this one. So I think this is going to end up at her house, and then this one will end up in the shop. So there we go. Other than that, we'll catch you next time. So have a good one, and be nice to each other. It doesn't cost you anything. I did mention in the beginning of the video that we moved things around. This room just got put in. So I have this beautiful OBS backdrop. So what I did was I just ran a French cleat across the top. Now I have a place to mount my cameras and the lighting, which is nice because if I want to record this as a background or backdrop, you can just take the French cleats and take them off. And then, you just have a black strip across the top, which I think looks a little better than having huge pieces of 2x4 sticking out. But it's been functioning really well. It's kind of nice to have a place to put some accent lights on. So, yeah. So I did buy a very inexpensive little drill press to put next to it here. So that'll be the next video. We'll unbox that and we'll go from there. So there you go. That's what I get to see. Have a great day, guys.